What happens when one of the most recognizable faces in Hollywood sits across the table from one of daytime television's most outspoken voices? And the conversation takes a turn no one expected. Make sure to subscribe to the Star Talks and like and comment for more talk show coverage. The audience is already buzzing as Jennifer Aniston walks out to the table. She's smiling, waving, that familiar calm energy she always brings. Sunny Hostin leans in with a welcoming smile. Joy Behar claps loudly. Whoopi gives her signature nod. It feels light, friendly, standard celebrity promo territory. Whoopi starts it off. Jennifer Aniston is here. New season of your series is out, congratulations. Jennifer laughs softly. Thank you, thank you. It's been a wild ride. Sunny jumps in quickly. It's a big season. A lot of conversations around women in power, workplace culture. It feels timely. Jennifer nods. Yeah, that's something we've tried to explore honestly. So far, everything is smooth. Applause, laughter, a few playful jokes about Jennifer's iconic hair days. The audience is relaxed. Joy leans forward. You've been in this industry for decades. You've seen everything change. Jennifer smiles. Oh yeah, some for the better, some still in progress. There's a slight pause. Sunny shifts in her seat. And speaking of progress, Sunny says, voice still calm but more pointed, you've been very vocal recently about cancel culture and how you feel some people have been treated unfairly. The audience murmurs lightly. Not loud, but noticeable. Jennifer keeps her composure. I think it's complicated. I just believe in conversation. I think people deserve room to learn. Sunny tilts her head slightly. But do they? Because some people would argue that consequences are part of learning. A small ripple of from the crowd. Jennifer nods. Absolutely. Accountability matters. But I worry sometimes we jump to permanent exile before growth has a chance. Sunny's smile tightens just a little. Permanent exile? Or being held responsible? Whoopi glances between them, sensing the temperature shift. Jennifer doesn't laugh this one off. I'm not defending harmful behavior. I'm just saying public shaming doesn't always lead to meaningful change. Sunny responds quickly. But public pressure is often the only reason change happens. The audience claps, not overwhelmingly, but enough to register. Jennifer looks surprised by the applause. Not shaken, but alert. I agree pressure can bring awareness, she says carefully. But there's a difference between awareness and destroying someone's livelihood forever. Sunny leans in. For some communities, the harm done was livelihood destroying long before someone famous faced consequences. That lands heavier. The room gets quieter. Joy tries to soften it. Okay, this is getting spicy already. Light laughter breaks the tension for a second. Jennifer inhales slowly. Sunny, I understand that perspective. I do. But I think we need space for nuance. Sunny doesn't back off. Nuance is important. But sometimes nuance becomes a shield for people with power. The audience reacts, a louder murmur this time. Jennifer's smile fades slightly. Not angry. Just serious now. I don't think I've ever shielded abuse, she says firmly. I'm speaking about online culture, the speed of judgment. Sunny nods. And I'm speaking about systemic harm that has been slow to be acknowledged for decades. There's that word. Systemic. Whoopi steps in gently. All right, let's unpack this. Jennifer, are you saying social media moves too fast? Jennifer looks grateful for the chance to clarify. Yes, I think headlines become verdicts. And sometimes context gets lost. Sunny crosses her arms lightly on the table. Not defensive, but steady. But for marginalized communities, context was ignored for years. Now when people are finally being heard, it's labeled as mob mentality. The audience claps again. Jennifer shifts in her chair. I'm not dismissing that. I'm saying we have to balance justice with humanity. Sunny replies, justice for whom? That question hangs there. There's no music, no dramatic camera work, just silence and live television tension. Jennifer answers slowly. For everyone. Sunny's eyebrows raise slightly. Even those who've caused real harm? Yes, Jennifer says. Because if we believe people can't change, then what's the goal? Joy interjects. Rehabilitation versus punishment, that's the age-old debate. Sunny responds immediately. Rehabilitation requires admission of harm. Many don't even start there. Jennifer nods. True. And that's wrong. The exchange is calm but firm. Neither woman is yelling. That's what makes it more intense. Whoopi looks at Jennifer. Have you personally felt this culture affect you? Jennifer hesitates, just slightly. I've seen friends lose everything overnight based on accusations that later turned out to be more complicated. The audience reaction splits, some clapping, some quiet. Sunny jumps in. But accusations don't come out of nowhere. Jennifer answers, sometimes misunderstandings snowball. Sunny counters. And sometimes silence protected powerful people for decades. That one hits harder. Jennifer's tone sharpens barely. I'm not defending silence. Sunny replies just as evenly. But intention doesn't erase impact. The crowd audibly reacts again. A few wow whispers. Whoopi raises her hand slightly. Okay. Let's breathe. This is why we have these conversations. Jennifer exhales, trying to reset the tone. I respect this discussion. I really do. Sunny nods. As do I. But the energy has changed. It's no longer light promo chatter. It's two intelligent women holding firm positions on live TV. Joy leans back. I love that we're disagreeing respectfully. That's rare these days. Jennifer smiles faintly. See, that's what I mean. We're talking. We're not canceling each other. A small laugh from the audience. Sunny smiles too, but adds, yet. The audience erupts in louder laughter and applause. Jennifer laughs at that, but there's tension underneath. Whoopi says, we're going to take a quick break, but when we come back, I want to talk about celebrity responsibility and activism, because that's connected to this. The audience claps as the cameras pull back slightly. Jennifer takes a sip of water. Sunny adjusts her papers. Joy whispers something off mic that makes Whoopi grin. But the room feels different now. This isn't just another celebrity drop-in. The lines have been drawn politely, but clearly. And as they head into commercial, you can almost feel the question lingering in the air. Is this about online culture or about accountability in Hollywood itself? Because when they come back, the conversation isn't going to stay theoretical for long. The cameras come back on, and you can feel the audience settle into their seats a little differently this time. The applause is still there, but it's tighter, more curious. Whoopi smiles at the camera. We're back with Jennifer Aniston, and before the break, we were having a really thoughtful conversation about accountability and public pressure. Jennifer nods politely. Sunny sits upright, hands folded now, composed. Whoopi continues. So let's expand it a bit. There's been increasing pressure on celebrities to speak out on political and social issues. Jennifer, you've spoken before about feeling hesitant to post certain things online. Jennifer exhales softly. Yeah, I've always believed that you should speak when you're informed. I don't think celebrities should feel forced to comment on everything immediately. Sunny responds almost instantly, but silence can also be interpreted as indifference. There's a low murmur from the audience. Jennifer doesn't look surprised. I understand that, but sometimes silence is about wanting to learn first. Sunny leans forward slightly. But when major issues are affecting people's rights, waiting can look like comfort. Joy raises her eyebrows. Comfort in what sense? Sunny answers clearly. Comfort in not being directly impacted. The audience claps. It's louder this time. Jennifer's jaw tightens just a bit, but she keeps her tone steady. I don't think it's fair to assume someone is comfortable just because they aren't loud. Sunny replies, but being loud is often what creates change. Jennifer responds, so is working behind the scenes. That gets a small reaction. A few scattered claps. Sunny tilts her head. Behind the scenes is invisible. For communities who've been ignored, visibility matters. Jennifer nods. I agree visibility matters. I just think there are multiple ways to contribute. Whoopi jumps in. Let me ask this. Do you think celebrities sometimes make things worse by speaking without fully understanding the issue? Jennifer nods quickly. Yes, absolutely. I've seen posts that oversimplify complex situations. That can do harm too. Sunny looks at her carefully. But do you think that's a reason not to speak at all? Jennifer shakes her head. No, I think it's a reason to educate yourself first. Sunny responds. And how long should that education take when people are actively suffering? The audience reacts again, that sharp intake sound that happens when a point lands. Jennifer pauses longer this time. I don't have a timeline. I just know that performative activism doesn't help anyone. Sunny doesn't flinch. But sometimes calling something performative dismisses genuine attempts to show solidarity. Jennifer's voice lowers slightly. I'm not dismissing solidarity. I'm questioning pressure. Joy jumps in, sensing the tightening back and forth. This is the thing. Social media turned everyone into a public figure with a megaphone. Whoopi nods. True. Sunny looks back at Jennifer. You have over 40 million followers. That's not just a megaphone. That's influence. Jennifer nods. And I take that seriously. Sunny asks, so when you say you don't want to jump in, some people hear that as prioritizing your comfort over urgency. The audience goes quiet again. Jennifer's expression changes, not angry, but more direct now. I don't make decisions based on comfort. I make them based on responsibility. Sunny replies calmly, responsibility to whom? Jennifer answers, to the truth. Sunny counters, whose truth? A few audience members audibly react, a soft, oh. Jennifer sits back slightly. Objective truth. Sunny gives a small, restrained smile. There's rarely anything objective about lived experience. That line earns applause. Jennifer looks toward the audience briefly, then back at Sunny. I think we're actually saying similar things from different angles. Sunny nods slowly. Maybe. But tone matters too. When public figures question cancel culture, it can feel like they're more worried about reputations than harm. Jennifer responds carefully. Reputations are people's lives, careers, families, Sunny says firmly, and harm affects lives too. There's that silence again. Whoopi steps in. All right, let's bring this to something specific. Jennifer, you once said you've distanced yourself from people who refused to get vaccinated. That was controversial. Jennifer nods. Yes. Sunny raises an eyebrow. So that was a case where you drew a line. Jennifer answers, because it directly affected public health. Sunny responds, so you believe in consequences. Jennifer doesn't hesitate. Yes. Sunny follows up. But only in certain cases? The audience reacts again. Jennifer's voice grows slightly firmer. No. In cases where there's clear, immediate harm. Sunny replies, for many marginalized communities, systemic injustice is clear and immediate. Jennifer leans forward now too. And I support addressing systemic injustice. Sunny asks quietly, but do you call it out by name? That question hangs heavier than the others. Jennifer looks straight at Sunny. Yes, I do. Maybe not in the way everyone demands, but I do. Sunny doesn't smile this time. Sometimes people don't want subtle support. They want clear solidarity. Joy softly says, this is the generational divide too. Whoopi nods. And the platform divide. Jennifer says, I think it's dangerous to assume silence equals opposition. Sunny responds, and it's dangerous to assume that intention outweighs impact. That line lands again. Applause. Jennifer lets out a small breath through her nose. Not frustration exactly, but tension. I think we can agree impact matters, she says. Sunny nods. It does. Jennifer continues. But I won't accept the idea that if I don't phrase something perfectly or instantly, I'm part of the problem. There's a mix of applause and murmurs. Sunny answers steadily. And I won't accept the idea that public figures are unfairly targeted when communities have been unfairly treated for generations. The temperature in the room is unmistakable now. It's not hostile, but it's sharp. Whoopi glances at the clock. We're almost out of time in this segment. Jennifer looks at Sunny and says quietly, I respect your perspective. Sunny nods back. And I respect yours. It sounds polite. It is polite. But it's not resolved. Joy tries to lighten it again. Well, this is what live television is for. The audience laughs softly. Whoopi smiles at the camera. When we come back, we're going to talk about Jennifer's new project and how it tackles power dynamics in the workplace, which honestly ties right into this. The audience applauds again, louder this time. Partly for the show, partly for the tension they just witnessed. As the cameras pull back toward commercial, Jennifer reaches for her water again. Sunny flips a page of her notes. Neither looks flustered. Both look thoughtful. But one thing is clear. This is no longer just a conversation about social media. It's about power. And when they return, the focus is going to get personal. The show comes back from commercial, and this time the applause feels more charged. Not louder, just heavier. Like the audience knows this isn't small talk anymore. Whoopi leans in. We're back with Jennifer Aniston. We've been having a really thoughtful conversation about accountability, activism, and public responsibility. Let's talk about your new project. Jennifer nods, visibly ready to pivot, but still carrying the weight of the earlier exchange. Whoopi continues. Your series deals with power dynamics in the workplace, particularly in media. Abuse of power, silence, complicity. That's bold. Jennifer says calmly, it's important. We wanted to explore how systems protect people at the top. Sunny looks at her carefully. That's interesting, because earlier you mentioned concern about people being exiled too quickly. The audience reacts again. They can see where this is going. Jennifer doesn't dodge it. Yes, I think both things can be true. Systems can protect abusers for years. And online culture can sometimes overcorrect. Sunny responds, overcorrecting after decades of undercorrecting isn't the same thing as injustice. A few audience members clap immediately. Jennifer answers steadily, but due process still matters. Sunny raises an eyebrow. In Hollywood, that one gets a louder reaction. Even Joy lets out a small, oh. Jennifer doesn't laugh. Yes, in Hollywood too. Sunny leans forward. Because for a long time, Hollywood didn't offer due process to victims. The room gets very quiet. Jennifer nods. You're right. It didn't. Sunny continues, her tone measured but firm. So when people hear powerful actors talk about being careful not to ruin someone's life, it can feel like déjà vu. Jennifer shifts in her seat. I understand that perception. But I'm not protecting predators. Sunny responds, no one said you were. But words matter. Jennifer's tone tightens slightly. And assumptions matter too. There's a ripple through the audience. Whoopi raises her hand gently. Let's keep this grounded. Sunny nods. Fair. Jennifer takes a breath. When we made this show, we worked closely with consultants who had lived through workplace harassment. We didn't take it lightly. Sunny asks, and did those consultants feel justice happened fast enough in real life? Jennifer pauses. No. Sunny follows. So if justice was slow for them, can you see why public pressure sometimes becomes intense? Jennifer nods slowly. Yes, I can see that. There's a shift in her tone now, less defensive, more reflective. But, she continues, I've also seen cases where someone was labeled something permanently before all the facts came out. Sunny replies, false accusations are statistically rare. Jennifer responds quickly, rare doesn't mean non-existent. The audience murmurs again. Joy interjects, this is why these conversations are so hard. Both sides feel like they're protecting something important. Sunny turns slightly toward Joy, but keeps her focus on Jennifer. I'm protecting accountability. Jennifer answers, and I'm protecting fairness. Sunny says, fairness to whom? Jennifer responds more firmly this time. To everyone involved. Sunny shakes her head lightly. But power isn't evenly distributed. Everyone doesn't experience consequences equally. That line lands heavy again. Jennifer leans forward. That's exactly why we made the show, to expose that imbalance. Sunny nods. Then why hesitate when imbalance is being called out in real time? Jennifer doesn't look away. Because real time isn't always accurate time. There's an audible reaction from the audience, that mix of agreement and tension. Sunny replies, accuracy has historically favored those with resources. Jennifer answers, and mob reaction doesn't always favor truth. That's the sharpest exchange so far. Whoopi quickly steps in. Okay, let me ask this. Do you two actually disagree on the goal or just the method? There's a beat of silence. Sunny answers first. I think we agree harm is wrong. Jennifer nods. Yes. Sunny continues. I think we agree systems need reform. Jennifer nods again. Absolutely. Sunny then says, where we diverge is on urgency. Jennifer considers that. Maybe. Sunny adds, and on who gets the benefit of the doubt. The audience reacts with a soft wave of murmurs. Jennifer speaks carefully. Benefit of the doubt shouldn't depend on fame. Sunny responds, but historically it has. Jennifer nods once. True. There's a subtle shift here, not agreement but recognition. Joy tries again to balance. Jennifer, do you feel personally attacked when people push back on your comments? Jennifer shakes her head. No, I expect pushback. I just hope we can have nuance without assuming bad faith. Sunny says calmly, and I hope nuance doesn't become delay. Jennifer looks at her, holds eye contact. That's fair. It's the first clear concession. The audience claps, not loudly but warmly. Whoopi smiles slightly. This is what conversation looks like. Sunny adds, it is. Jennifer nods. And it's uncomfortable. Sunny smiles faintly. Growth usually is. That line earns a soft laugh from the audience. But the tension hasn't vanished. It's evolved. Whoopi checks the time again. We've got one more segment. Joy looks at Jennifer. Are you glad you came? Jennifer laughs lightly. Ask me in 10 minutes. The audience laughs louder now, relief breaking through. Sunny even smiles at that. We appreciate you being here. Jennifer nods sincerely. I appreciate being challenged. There's something more genuine in the air now. Still disagreement. Still tension. But less sharp. As the cameras prepare to shift toward the final segment, one thing is clear. This isn't about winning. It's about who defines responsibility and how. And in the final minutes, the conversation is about to move from abstract principles to something much more personal. The final segment begins, and there's a noticeable shift in energy. The applause is steady, but people are leaning forward in their seats now. The earlier tension hasn't disappeared. It's settled into something more reflective. Whoopi looks around the table. All right, we've covered a lot of ground today. Joy laughs softly. More than we planned. The audience chuckles. Whoopi turns to Jennifer. Before we wrap, I want to ask something personal. After conversations like this, heated, complicated, do you walk away feeling misunderstood? Jennifer pauses. It's not a quick celebrity answer. She thinks about it. Sometimes, she admits. But I'd rather be misunderstood in a conversation than silent in comfort. There's a small wave of applause. Sunny nods slowly. That's fair. Jennifer continues. I don't expect everyone to agree with me. I just hope people hear that I care. Deeply. Sunny responds carefully, choosing her words. I don't doubt that you care. I think the friction comes from how caring translates into action. Jennifer nods. And that's where we're all figuring it out in real time. Joy adds, and real time, as we've said, is messy. The audience laughs lightly. Whoopi leans forward. Let's be honest. This table has had arguments before. The difference today is it stayed respectful. Sunny looks at Jennifer. It did. Jennifer meets her eyes. And I appreciate that. There's a small moment there, not dramatic, just human. Two people who clearly disagree on certain points, but neither escalating beyond control. Whoopi asks, Jennifer, has there been a moment in your career where you felt the public narrative about you wasn't accurate? Jennifer smiles faintly. Of course. Anyone who's been in this industry long enough has experienced headlines that didn't reflect reality. Sunny nods. And that's frustrating. It is, Jennifer replies. But I also understand that being a public figure comes with scrutiny. Sunny responds, and being part of marginalized communities comes with scrutiny too, often without the platform to respond. Jennifer doesn't interrupt this time. She listens. That's true, she says after a beat. The audience seems to register that exchange. It's quieter now, less reactive, more attentive. Whoopi glances toward the audience. I want to ask the crowd, do you appreciate seeing disagreement handled like this? The applause is strong. Sustained. Sunny smiles at the reaction. See, people can handle complexity. Jennifer laughs softly. Social media might disagree. The audience laughs louder. Joy jumps in. Oh, social media is already typing. Whoopi nods knowingly. By the time this airs fully, there'll be clips everywhere. Sunny turns slightly toward Jennifer. Are you ready for that? Jennifer shrugs lightly. I can't control clips. I can only control what I say. Sunny responds. That's true for all of us. There's a pause. Not awkward, just full. Whoopi says, I think the takeaway is this. Conversations about power, accountability, fairness, they're not simple. And they shouldn't be. Sunny adds, and disagreement doesn't equal disrespect. Jennifer nods firmly. Exactly. The audience applauds again. Whoopi smiles warmly. Jennifer, thank you for staying in the conversation. Jennifer answers, thank you for having me, even if it got a little warm. Joy laughs. A little. The audience bursts into laughter, tension fully broken now. Sunny even laughs. Okay, maybe more than a little. Jennifer turns to her. But I respect you for pressing. Sunny replies. And I respect you for not shutting down. That line lands in a real way. No applause at first, just recognition. Then the audience claps, softer but genuine. Whoopi wraps it up. Jennifer's new season is streaming now. Go check it out. The applause swells as the segment officially ends. Jennifer stands, hugs Whoopi, shakes Joy's hand, then shares a brief handshake and side hug with Sunny. It's cordial, professional, real. As the cameras fade, you can see the hosts lean in and continue talking off mic. There's no dramatic storm off. No cold shoulders. Just conversation continuing without the red light. But once the episode airs, the reaction online is immediate. Clips circulate within hours. Headlines pop up. Jennifer Aniston pushes back on cancel culture debate. Sunny Hostin challenges Hollywood accountability. Tense exchange on live TV. On social media, reactions are split. Some viewers praise Sunny for holding firm on urgency and systemic harm. Others applaud Jennifer for defending nuance and due process. Comment sections fill up with debates mirroring the table's conversation. One viral clip shows Sunny asking, "Justice for whom?" Another shows Jennifer saying, "I won't accept the idea that if I don't phrase something perfectly or instantly, I'm part of the problem." Both lines trend. Media outlets describe the moment as heated but respectful. Some commentators call it a masterclass in civil disagreement. Others argue it revealed a deeper divide in how public figures approach activism. The next day, on a radio interview, Jennifer is asked about the exchange. She responds calmly, "It was a real conversation. I don't regret it." Sunny addresses it briefly on another segment later in the week. "We can disagree and still share a table," she says. That's the point. Backstage sources report there was no blow-up after the show. No confrontation in the hallway. Just continued discussion, quieter, less performative, more personal. And maybe that's what made the moment resonate. It wasn't shouting. It wasn't scandal. It was tension, real disagreement. Two perspectives colliding without collapsing into chaos. And that's why people kept replaying it. Because in a media landscape filled with outrage clips and walk-offs, this felt different. It felt real. Now we want to hear from you. Whose perspective resonated more with you? Jennifer's focus on fairness and nuance, or Sunny's emphasis on urgency and impact? Share your opinion in the comments and subscribe to the Star Talks for more real talk show stories.